There are a lot of weird planes, coming in with various shapes and sizes, usually just enough to accommodate for physics to allow it to fly. But there is no plane in the world that would allow it to fly in a physics defying, aerodynamic ignoring, and straight up teleporting way, such as this one. So, what is happening to this plane and how come the passengers aren't turning into human smoothies? In certain regions of our planet, there are wars happening, and in order to keep your enemy disorientated so they can't fly over and drop a bomb on you, you need to do what we call GPS jamming. GPS jamming is the act of shouting louder than the enemy satellite that are helping the enemy to see where they are, in the hope that your voice will be louder than their satellite, making your enemies confused and dazzled. This works because satellites in orbit are always broadcasting down to Earth. This is the same mechanics that allow your phone, your car, and any plane to be able to find out where it is on Earth. The signal is really precise, but it is also very weak. By the time it reaches the ground, the signal is barely enough to be heard, so your jammer can just overpower the signal and make your enemy confused. It's kind of like when you shout at a party, but your friend can't hear you because the music is too loud, which muddles your voice, making it hard for your friend to understand what you're saying. In other words, the satellites help your enemies to see, so throw a flashbang and blind them. Before GPS even existed, the Soviet Union and Western states had already engaged in what we call electronic warfare, or EW. By broadcasting on the same frequency but with pure static, it allows your planes to hide their true position from ground-based radars. Once the United States military developed GPS, which allows your plane to know where it is on the map and how long it will take until you reach your target, it opened an entirely new paradigm for GPS jamming. Unlike a typical radar where the source, in this case, the ground-based station, pings the object it wants to locate and waits for a response. GPS works by announcing its location to anyone listening and also the time the message was sent out. By subtracting the time you received it from the time the message was sent, you can determine how far you're away from the satellite. Having 4 satellites calculate your distance, it allows you to do something called trilateration, which allows you to locate your exact position on the Earth. Even with these differences, the methods that is used to disrupt either radar or GPS is surprisingly not all that different. They both require screaming out loud noises to drown out the message from these systems to render them unusable. Okay, I know I have been using you and your GPS jammer during the explanation, but I just want to be clear. GPS jammers is illegal for civilians, and you can understand why. You wouldn't want civilian airliners to crash into buildings now, would you? I'm talking about this for educational purposes only. And yeah, previously I did show a clip of B-2 Spirit stealth bomber dropping bombs, but actually the B-2 bomber is specifically designed to operate under GPS denied environment by using alternative systems like the inertial navigation system or INS to allow it to completely go dark entirely without outside help. There are currently 4 regions in the world where there is heavy GPS jamming: the Baltic Sea, the Eastern Mediterranean, the Middle East Gulf, and the Black Sea corridor. The beef between Russia and Ukraine started all the way back in 2014, when Russia took over Crimea and then turned into a full-scale quote-unquote military operation in February 2022. Both sides use thousands of flying drones and smart missiles that rely on GPS to hit their targets. To stop these attacks, Russia uses massive military antennas to scramble radio signals. This creates a giant electronic shield that blinds the drones, but it also leaks out and messes with normal passenger planes and cargo ships traveling nearby. And in October 2023, with the war in Gaza, and it grew much bigger by early 2026, different countries and groups began firing rockets and drones at each other across the region. To protect themselves, militaries started jamming the air. Instead of just blocking the signal, they often use a trick called spoofing. This sends out fake location data that tricks the computers on commercial oil tankers into thinking they are hundreds of miles away from where they actually are, making it very dangerous to travel through the strait. Knowing this information can be really helpful. GPS service has been with us for a long time, and it's easy to take it for granted. But when the world is getting increasingly more volatile, it is helpful to be aware and stay safe. If a region near you is GPS jammed, it could delay shipping, reroute flights, and potentially make drones inoperable. So to stay ahead of this, I've made an open source project that you can download for free, because I believe that information should be easily accessible, so I want to give you a mean to see how GPS jamming regions on a map interact with other data layers such as flights and maritime and other geopolitical relevant events. I'm currently working on this by myself, and it is quite difficult for me to manage the huge amount of workload required to make this project. So any contribution is greatly appreciated. I'll be making more videos about this and other projects I'm working on. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe to get the latest videos when they come out. If you happen to stumble upon my channel, I hope you enjoy what you see. I've only just started making videos. If you have any feedback or critique, it would be great to hear your comment about it. I'll be going through all the comments to learn from your suggestions so I can improve and grow as a creator. And if you want to stay up to date, you should definitely check out our Discord server. It is a dedicated OSINT community packed with members who are constantly sharing, tracking, and talking about open source intelligence stuff. If this is your thing, feel free to join. The link is also in the description. I hope you want to come along for the journey, and if you do, I'll see you soon. Peace.